was create something so you could believe. See, we had to believe out of thin air what was possible. How popular would that be? How many of you 4 years ago it would have said, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in? Most of you would have said, a couple would have said yes. Most of you would have said no. But you got to understand, the last 4 years, this all right here was created. The company doing $1 billion, it was to create a roadmap for you to start today and do something with it. If you don't do something with it today, the last 4 years was all for nothing. All we really wanted to do is create something that was a fact. It was an absolute truth. See, it was a fact, and it was an absolute truth that the concept of a challenge moved people into action to do something with their life physically to change. And we knew that there was plenty of people out there that needed to change. And once they took action, everything started to go crazy from there. People got results. People jumped on board, just like Ryan's story. People jumped on board. They started challenging other people, and they had some fun doing it, and they started making money. A couple BMWs started popping. Then 17,000 BMWs later, 4 years later, handful of BMWs to 17,000. You know, we created something that we know is real. That's all the last 4 years was for. Here's what we're going to talk about the next 4 years. See, a lot of people didn't realize that when we decided to take a leap of faith, so to speak, and run and jump out and sign up as a promoter, like anybody can. The company was 5 years old at the time. 5 years old. And most people would say, oh, you guys are 5 years old. And financially, we weren't in a great position when we first started. It was 5 years old. We came in here 4 years ago, right here, and said, we're starting a new company. And there's a lot of people that said, I'm with you, and thought we were a brand new company. We're starting just today. They didn't know that we've been in business for 5 years. They had no idea. Because you know what? They thought, wouldn't it be great if we could be on the ground floor? You ever heard that before? If I could just be on the ground floor, I'm going to make it. You ever heard that? Yes. Oof. Not always the case, right? And we didn't come in on the ground floor. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. We came in 5 years after. But we treated it, we launched the Body by My Challenge like it was a brand new company. It was a ground floor. It was all mindset. 5 years old was a mindset. You guys wouldn't even know any difference. It was the 90-day challenge. And most people would say, I don't know what those guys were doing 5 years ago. We didn't even know what those guys were doing. We didn't even know they existed. It was all a mindset. And I'm telling you right now, the mindset is that we are starting today, just like we did 4 years ago. Just like we did 4 years ago. But we don't have to do it with a company that was, when we first started, that wasn't financially doing very well. We didn't have to do it with a company that didn't have any stories. We can do it with a company that's already got $1 billion under their belt. We've got all these success stories. We've got this viral marketing program. All this great stuff we have. We were operating just in North America when we started 5 years ago. Now we'll be in 7 different countries by the end of this year. 7. And some people, they don't realize how big that really is. But every country that is going to be battling with people that are overweight or obese, we will be in that country. And we will be one of the number 1, if not number 2 or 3, top companies in that country, every country we go to. Why do I say that? Because we've done it. That's our track record. We went into Canada, top 5. We went into the UK, top 5. Watch what happens to Germany. Every country we go to. Now, what I want to tell you guys is this, and this is why I want you to understand how big this really is. Like Levon says, whether you just want to change maybe you just want to change your physique, or maybe just lose a little bit of weight, because everybody plays a part. This is not about us up here trying to say you need to get in because you need to make money. That's not what this is about. What we realized was people that like more money. Now, I'm not saying they're money hungry. I'm saying people that value what money can create for their life. Does that make sense, everybody? So you don't have the love for money, do you? No, you have the love for what money can do for you. Now, if money could give you more time with your family, would you love it? Yes. If money could give you the opportunity to give back to the community, would you love it? Yes. That's what this is about. And we found out real quickly that everyone else is just like us. And when they got in and they started making more money, they had a larger impact. And when I say it's everyone has an opportunity here and everyone plays their role, is because our goal is to turn the tides when it comes to obesity, when it turns the tides for people going down the wrong path of their health. See, when we started out, 5 years ago, we had this big, huge goal of saying we are going to, especially for kids, because the reason why we focus on kids more than anything else is because we love them, right? Do you guys have kids? Yes. Do you love your kids? Yes. You're like, which one? Right? So, it's important because you know what they say. And we have to be role models for our kids. And the sad part is, the first time ever in history, that because of our nutritional habits and because of the way we live, our lifestyle, our kids are going to have a smaller or less lifespan than we will. And it's extremely sad, and it's not fair. So we can change that. Is that something you can get behind? Yes. Can you? Yes. Yeah, why not? What else? What are we doing here? When we talk about, these folks talk about doing something purposeful, living a life of significance. Collecting a paycheck is not significant. That's just something you have to do to survive. Living a life of purpose is much different. And living a life of significance and standing for something is important. And it will last long after you're gone. See, and when we realized what we had was a group of committed individuals, that we could move forward, we could do something special together, that we could change the world the way it exists. And a lot of people look at that and say, did he just say change the world? Yes, that's exactly what I said. And watch me. And it's not me, it's the group of people. It's you. Yes. If you want to do something about it, we can. Because in the last 4 years, we made the decision to do it, and guess what? We already did. There's other companies that have could have even imagined doing some of the things we've done the last 4 years. And we're going to really do it big. Now, what I want to say to you guys is this. And you care about kids. Do you care about kids in Jacksonville? Yes. Do you care about your town? Yes. Our goal 4 years ago was we're going to help so many people out there. We're going to put together a program that helps kids in need. And we're going to feed those kids. And our goal was to feed 100,000 meals to kids. That's a lot of meals, isn't it? 100,000 meals. We did over 2 million in the last 4 years. 2 million. Now here's what's really crazy. The concept behind Project 10 is Project 10 didn't exist. This is a new company. This is a new entity. This is what we are doing today. Every time someone loses 10 pounds, how many times did you see somebody up here talking, they lost more than 60 pounds? There's 90% of the folks up here, 60, 60, 65, 68, 60. Do you know how every 10 pounds that was lost, another child got a month full of meals? Every 10 pounds. So that's 6 times, right? Per person that they've helped kids. Now, I want to share something with you about Jacksonville. I've been in Jacksonville almost my whole life. And I had no idea how bad it was here. But the interesting thing is this, and you got this little flyer I handed out, so I wanted to do a little research. There are approximately 1.5 million people in Jacksonville. Did you know that 450,000 of those folks are overweight or obese? And when I say obese, guys, I don't mean you can't get out of bed obese. I mean that, a lot of times people don't really know what obese means. It means you probably got a spare 15 to 20 pounds to lose. That's all it means. Doesn't mean that you're morbidly obese. It just means that you have a risk of health problems. So 450,000 people, is that a lot of people? Yeah. Did you know that 90,000 of those were kids? Children. Ages 2 to 19. 2 years old to 19. 90,000. Just here in Jacksonville. And we're talking about different countries. We're just talking about Jacksonville. Not Orlando, not St. Augustine. We're just talking about Jacksonville. 90,000 kids. Do you think it's going to get any better? No, not unless we do something about it. Are you guys willing to do something about it? Yes. Are you? Okay. Because I'm challenging you, and all of us are challenging you right now. Everyone plays a part. And when we're talking about relaunching Jacksonville, it's on. It's going to be unlike anything Jacksonville has ever seen before. What we thought 4 years ago was exciting, no, that was, we were just like playing in a sandbox. I'm telling you right now, we'll put 100,000 meals for kids in Jacksonville. 100,000 meals for kids in Jacksonville. Now, my question to you is, are you up for the challenge to make that happen? Okay? Now, in order for you to do that, and if you're willing to do that, it's not that hard. Here's what we realized. Project 10 is all about losing what? 10 pounds, or gaining 10 pounds of muscle, right? So for every person that loses 10 pounds, then the company itself is going to take 30 meals for a child and send it to Jacksonville that we handle here. So how many people is that to create 100,000 meals? It's 3,000. 3,000. Now here's the thing. This is why I know we can do this, and we can actually get this. We can put a big dent in this tonight. This is why I'm saying this. Out of 450,000 people that need this, right here in Jacksonville, all we need to accomplish this goal is 3,000 of them. Just 3,000 out of 450,000 to challenge them to take their own life into their own hands and lose 10 pounds. And if we can do that, we can put 100,000 meals in kids right here in Jacksonville. Do you think that would be a good start? Yes. 3,000, that's it, out of 450,000. Guys, I want you to understand how big this really is. Because a lot of you guys are saying, like, we're hearing up here, it's like, oh, man, they have missed the wave. No, 450,000 people right in Jacksonville. Have no idea. Have no clue. But we're going to need you guys' help to get this thing done. And so, if you want to get that done, let me hear you. And I appreciate that. And you know what? And here's what I believe. You do whatever you can to fight for something larger than you. You be a part of a cause that's much larger than you. And you stay straight focused. And you live a purposeful life, God will take care of the rest. Finances, not an issue. Keep the main thing. Let's get this thing done first. If we can go out and do this, you guys it will come out in every conversation you have with every person. Why do you think someone wants why would we challenge somebody to lose 10 pounds? Why would we not? There's 90,000 kids right now in the help right now in Jacksonville. I'm going to challenge every single person out there, whether they need to lose 10 pounds or don't lose 10 pounds. How many people do you think would like to be a part of something special right here in Jacksonville and feel like they are doing their part? So when they move on, here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about big picture. We're talking about vision for a second. Our goal, the company's goal, is to crush obesity, period. Obesity as an issue, or as an epidemic, done. Get rid of it. It's going to take years and years and years to do it. But guess what? We're going to do it. What if you were that one person that got together and made that your cause? And you, because you decided to do this tonight, after you're long gone, because we will be gone, right? But our kids will live on, our grandkids' kids, and that one day that they'll sit back and they go, you know what? It was my great-great-great-grandma. It was my great-great-great-granddad made a decision. When they launched that Project 10 thing in Jacksonville. And because they made that one decision, it spread out through the rest of the country. It spread out through every country that was dealing with the epidemic thing. And they're looking at history books and reading this in history books and saying, I remember them talking about that. So glad that it's not an issue anymore. And that's the kind of legacy that you can leave behind. Because wouldn't you want to leave behind something like that your life meant something while you were here? Yes. Yes, of course. Guys, there's no better cause on the planet than what we're dealing with right now. And we have the best force of people to go ahead and impact this issue. So we're going to get it done. And we're glad that you're going to be a part of this with us. So we're going to track this. And we will, I promise you, we can put 3,000 people, we can challenge 3,000 people in the next 48 hours. Yep. We can do this. So what I want to do is, if you guys are really, really open for this, and you really want to get this thing done, like I said, everyone plays their own little part. I want you to hang tight for another couple minutes, because I'm going to give you a couple action steps. Actually, my friend Kevin Merriweather is going to give you some action steps of what you have to do leaving here right now. I mean, I'm talking about get your cell phones ready. Anybody have a smartphone? Okay, I want to get your smartphones out. Anybody have a dumb phone? Borrow your neighbor's smartphone, right? Now, I'm telling you, this is going to be something I want you guys to... I need every single person in this room to be totally attentive about what we're going to do right now. Because I'm telling you, from this night right now, we're going to set this thing ablaze. And social media is going to go crazy. And we're going to give you the right instructions. So be prepared, get your phone out, and get ready. Because we're going to knock this thing out. You guys ready for this? Do you think we can feed, do you think we can put 100,000 meals in Jacksonville? Are you guys ready for the Project 10 launch of the rest of the country?
Yes.
Yes? Are you going to be a part of it?
Yes.
All right, guys, I appreciate you. Kevin Merriweather, take it away.
All right, y'all give it up for Mike Grigg and all of your Jacksonville leadership. Give it up for these guys. What we're going to do really quickly, guys, we're not going to break. We're going to take a second and run through what's called a getting started training. Because one thing that we realize is that it's easy to it's easy to go out and challenge people. It's easy for someone to accept the challenge because, who doesn't want to lose a few pounds and who doesn't realize that we could all, afford to eat a little bit better. But it's once you make a decision to come on as a promoter and start challenging others, there's a specific pattern that you want to follow to become successful. And I'm thankful that I was smart enough to follow this pattern 3.5 years ago, because when I sat in that seat, you could have never told me 12 days later that the BMW I saw out front would be in my driveway 12 days later. And it was because of this play, this getting started training, that I followed that night and the activity steps that I carried out. Now, I will tell you, we tweaked it a bit because we kind of found out what works and what doesn't. It's even better today. And so if you follow this getting started training, I promise you will be successful. You'll see results. And so what we're going to do is Josh is going to play that, and I'll kind of narrate, in between that. So if you will, Josh, go ahead and hit the first half. Thank you.